ties to the occult. I do think that ties to the occult are probably the number one way that people get themselves into trouble. The word occult comes from the Latin word occultus, and it means hidden or secret. It focuses on knowledge of the paranormal. It's associated with things like palm reading, mediums, Ouija boards, tarot cards, psychics, and witchcraft. All of these practices are condemned because they are a violation of the very first commandment, where God says, I am the Lord your God, you shall have no other gods besides me. When people turn to these occult practices, they're actually turning to the forces of evil. Even in the book of Deuteronomy, it says, you must never practice black magic, be a fortune teller, witch, cast spells, ask ghosts or spirits for help, or consult the dead. Leviticus 19:31, do not defile yourselves by turning to mediums or to those who consult the spirits of the dead. What people need to realize is that people who claim to have the ability to interact with the dead or with evil spirits are really being manipulated by the evil one himself. Because we cannot control evil spirits, they will always try to control us.
Our first case comes from a YouTuber named Jerry Wells. Jerry and his housemate were using an Ouija board. They had been experiencing paranormal disturbances around their home, and they felt that they needed to get answers.
We're going to try to find out what's in this house. I don't know how else to try to contact it. We've got to find out what it wants.
Note that the board is shaking by itself as Jerry speaks.
Or tell us what you want, what it'll take to leave me and my family and our home alone and never return. We're tired of this. Just tell us what you want.
He asks, what does it want? BLOOD is the reply.
What do you mean blood? What do you want? Come on now.
Oh my God,
Tommy!
Notice that you can see beneath the small table. The board's movements cannot be attributed to the use of magnets. It's also difficult to blame any movement on strings since it's hard to see if there are any. Finally, the fact that the board shook and then shot up into the air is difficult to pin on anything but the paranormal.
Are you stupid or something?
Are you crazy? Or just plain stupid?
Are you stupid or something?
Our next case happened in the town of Laredo in Colombia. An 11th grader was playing with a Ouija board phone app. Students around him began fainting, some screamed and had violent seizures. Some students writhed grotesquely and shouted, "The devil's going to take me away." Police and priests were brought in. More than a dozen students were possessed. Many were brought to the hospital, some were brought to church, where the local bishop, Juan Carlos Barreto, the local bishop, preached against the evils of Ouija boards and occult apps. Obviously, the townfolk found the event extremely disturbing and were shaken up. The next case was from a Japanese game show. It shows 3 girls playing with a Ouija board. The girls were threatened by a spirit not to film the encounter, but TV producers ignored the threat and continued filming. While using the board, the spirit threatens to curse the girls. Obviously, they are frightened. Chaos erupts. One of the girls says she sees a woman behind another girl. The group jumps. The quarter they were using as a planchette begins to move all by itself. It spells out, "Die." Furniture is thrown by an unseen force, along with the sound of loud clicking. The footage becomes even more chaotic and terrifying, and then it ends abruptly. Our final case is from a video titled The Pizza Possession. Jackson and his friend Stacy are bored late at night. They decide that summoning spirits will be a great way to ease their boredom. A third friend, Alice, joins them and brings a top of a pizza box. The friends use the pizza box to make a homemade Ouija board. It's past 1 o'clock in the morning. They use a transparent cup as a pointer, spin it in 3 circles to clear the board. The 3 friends then try to contact spirits. Jackson asks if it is a good spirit. No, it is not, is the reply. They could have and should have stopped right there, but they weren't feeling threatened. Jackson asks for its name. John is the reply. Jackson asks, "What do you want?" "Kill," is the next reply. No other questions were asked. Even so, the cup suddenly moved to the no answer, and then it flips over. The friends hear a loud noise coming from the bathroom, and Jackson goes inside to investigate. The bathroom door slams behind him, and Jackson's horrified screams can be heard throughout the house. When the girls finally get the door open, they find Jackson whimpering and cowering in the corner. Whatever the 3 had summoned had viciously attacked him.
Find a happy place. Find a happy place. Find a happy place.
I'll show you a happy place.
Ah! Find a happy
You've got some serious explaining to do, young man.